Let's factorize by grouping. So number one says factorize completely. So from the first question, we can form a group here and another group there. And we can factor numbers or terms from each group. So in the first group, we can factor out 4x. We're left with x minus 2. Plus, in the second group, you can factor out 2a, and we'll be left with, actually you can only factor out a, and you'll be left with 2 minus x. So this can be written as 4x, x minus 2 plus a, rather, minus x minus 2. So we can see x minus 2 is common in both terms, so you can factor that out. So you're left with x minus 2, 4x minus a. So some of you might ask, what happened from this step to that step? How did this plus change to a minus? And why did these two interchange? Well, if you can write 2 minus x and interchange it as minus x plus 2, we can factor out negative 1. So that would be negative x minus 2. So that's why this plus became a negative, because I factored out negative. So let's have a look at the second question. So I think we can rearrange the terms. Maybe group this term with this one, because they both have a in them, and these two because they both have b. So I'm just going to rearrange the terms. So this is equals to 2ac minus 3ad plus 6bd minus 4bc. So here from this we can only factor out a. So a left with 2c minus 3d, and in the second term you can factor out 2b, so you're left with 3d minus 2c. So this can be written as a 2c minus 3d minus 2b 2c minus 3d, much like what we did here. Factor out negative, right? So we can see that 2c minus 3d is common in both terms, so you can factor that out. So we should have 2c minus 3d, and then left with a minus 2b. Let's have a look at this one. I think here we can have these two in a group and these two in their own group. So from the first group, the green group, we can factor out 4x. 4x is common in both of these. So factor out 4x. So you're left with x here minus 2. Plus, in the second, the blue group, a seems to be common, so you factor out a and you're left with 2 minus x. So here we have 4x, x minus 2 minus a, x minus 2. So let me just go into this part here. I just want to explain this in more detail. Right. So we have plus, use black. We have plus a 2 minus x. Right. So this is equals to plus a minus x plus 2. So I'm going to factor out negative 1. Negative 1. So that is plus a minus 1 x minus 2. So plus a times negative 1 is negative a x minus 2. That's how this plus became a negative in this step. Right? So for those that are not sure, this is the step. These are the steps to move from here to there. So now we can see x minus 2 is common. You can factor it out. X minus 2 is common. There's x minus 2 and there's x minus 2. So you can take that out. X minus 2. So you're left with 4x minus a. And then the last one, we can factor it out. We can rearrange the terms. We can say this is the same as writing b squared minus a squared minus b plus a. Now notice that b squared minus a squared is the difference of two squares. This is the difference of two squares. So you can write this as b plus a, b minus a. If you're not sure, you can go check my video on the difference of two squares. And in the second term, you can factor out negative 1 and you'll be left with b minus a. So b minus a and b minus a is common in both terms. You can factor that out, b minus a, and you're left with b plus a minus 1. Right?